Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and this is the Not So Serious Keto video podcast. I'm going to start this podcast by returning to a couple of topics that I covered last week. The first of which is something I've witnessed in the comments on my videos, which is the mimicking of other viewers' usernames and pictures, and then the leaving of inappropriate or mean or insulting comments. I've seen this happen a handful of times now on this channel, and I want to clarify a few things just in case they had created any concerns for you, my viewers. So let me start by recapping the issue. I was seeing, starting a few weeks ago, comments from viewers, long-term viewers, and as a content creator, and a content creator that communicates very frequently with all of you in the comments, I get used to you, I know who you are, I know the sort of comments that you leave, and when I see something really out of character, like something very insulting, mean, inappropriate, violating channel guidelines, etc., it makes me wonder what's going on. And what I've witnessed, or what I've determined, is that somebody, or multiple somebodies, have been taking the usernames of you, the viewers, changing them just ever so slightly, and then posting comments. So, for example, let's say it was my other channel, and I'm using my other YouTube ID, Lean Body Mind. So it's one word, capital L, capital B, capital M, Lean Body Mind. And someone would go and copy the little avatar or profile picture for Lean Body Mind, and then just change the username slightly. Maybe it's lean_body_mind, and then leave a comment. That's what I've been witnessing on this channel, and I mentioned it in the last podcast, and I got a number of comments from people that have said they have seen similar things. They've seen it on Facebook, they've seen it on other platforms, they've seen it on YouTube. Now, I want to make very clear what this isn't. This isn't your user ID being hacked. It's not someone who figured out your password and is using your account to leave nasty messages to me so that I wind up deleting your account. Or no, I can't delete your account, but I can mute you or channel block you. That is not what is happening. So don't be concerned about somebody doing this other than the fact that it's just kind of feels like a little bit of a personal violation. It's not going to get you in trouble with me, or get me angry at you, or cause me to mute you from this channel. But it is going to cause those people to get either muted or blocked from this channel. So, for example, there was one user who had made a comment that was really out of character and very insulting. It was a very personal attack, and I channel banned that person. Then, later on, the real person left a comment, and I mentioned to him or her, I'm not sure which it is, I mentioned that, yeah, yours was one of the accounts that had been mimicked. And you should feel good because I obviously caught the person, I banned them from the channel, and you're still here, you're still able to make comments. So just in case it happens to any of you, you can call it out to me, you can let me know if you see it, but odds are I'm going to see it before you. I'm going to take care of the problem. I'm going to make sure that that false user, that phony, doesn't leave any more comments. So I just wanted to put a bow on that because I think a lot of people were concerned that perhaps I might think that if someone left a comment as you, I would be angry at you, and I'm not. So I can differentiate. I have ways of looking at the comments and determining, is this a post from the actual user or somebody posting as the user? I felt like I really kind of over-explained that, but hopefully it's clear to everybody now, and you can just take a big sigh of relief that it's not going to be a problem. Another topic that I covered last week was the issue with giveaways, and it took a little bit of experimentation to figure out what the problem is, and the problem does definitely appear to be the use of hashtags in giveaways. It's not the word giveaway, it's just hashtags seem like the problem. And I think maybe what the YouTube algorithm or artificial intelligence or whatever it is that monitors comments, it looks, I think, perhaps to see an unusual spike in the number of uses of a hashtag. So I had Serious Keto as one of the hashtags. So hashtag Serious Keto, one word, to be entered into a giveaway, and started seeing that comments with hashtag Serious Keto were being deleted. So I did an experiment with the last little giveaway, and we just said no hashtags. Just put in serious keto, and I'm going to vary the words depending on the giveaway, but just to make sure that that word is included in your comment, so then when I use a random comment picker, I can have it just track that word and make sure that it's someone that wants to be entered into the giveaway and just isn't entering a comment. So it's good to know that that problem has been solved. I won't be using hashtag giveaway, hashtag serious keto, hashtag anything as part of a giveaway now. It'll just be some code word that I'll share with all of you. So that has been solved. So we're 2 for 2 on fixing issues from the last couple of weeks. Now that I think about it, there is a third topic that I also covered, again, last week, and that was the cotton candy burrito. I had read the ingredients on this and showed a picture of this. This is a new concession item at the Arizona Cardinals football stadium, and it looks like a crime when you see it. The number of responses I got from people that said they got nauseous or it made their teeth hurt just hearing it, hearing what this burrito contains and seeing the pictures of it, that's exactly how I felt when I read it. I literally got queasy, my teeth itched, it's nasty. And it got me thinking a little bit about the Gatling gun. Now, I don't know if this is a true story, but I recall hearing this as a younger man that what was his name? Richard Jordan Gatling, I believe, was the gentleman who invented the Gatling gun. And the story that I heard is he wanted to create a weapon that was so awful and so terrifying that it would basically turn people against the idea of war. That it would just be such a gruesome, horrific thing that people would say, wow, war is awful. And unfortunately, for the Gatling gun, it actually became sort of a popular weapon. My hope was that with this candy burrito, this cotton candy burrito, that maybe people would look at this and go, all right, clearly we've gone too far. We've gone over the edge on sugar. It's time to regain our sanity. Sadly, I don't think that's going to happen. There was a time back when I worked at GE a number of years ago, I was part of a mentoring program. It was for mentoring at-risk youth. So these were generally middle school aged boys that I would mentor who didn't have any sort of a father figure in their life. And I would go to their school at lunch, I would eat lunch with them, and then we'd do some sort of a thing together, whether it was drawing or building a model or some sort of project, something that we could do together. And it was unbelievable witnessing these kids and what they ate at lunch in a school lunch program. So this one young man that I had, his lunch on any given day that I was there generally consisted of a bag or two of Doritos, 2 ice cream sandwiches, and a couple of, who is it that makes, I was wondering if High C makes Hawaiian Punch or if Hawaiian Punch is just the company that makes Hawaiian Punch, but this ultra sugary drink, or he'd have a Coke. But it's just unbelievable too. You would watch him eat this, his demeanor, how rapidly it changed from when I arrived until after lunch. And he was just off the walls at that point. And really, this whole topic almost leaves me speechless. I mean, the other thing that I think about, I mentioned the Gatling gun. The other thing I think about is cigarettes and how at one point they were very socially acceptable. And in fact, even seemed to be a glamorous thing to smoke. And then back when I was a teenager with, I think it was Brooke Shields that sort of started the ad campaign that, she was all covered in tar and she's like, if cigarettes made you look on the outside the way they make you look on the inside, no one would smoke. I think we need a campaign like that for sugar and for some of these just insane over-the-top sweets. I mentioned last week the stats on diabetes and where that's going to be in another handful of years. So I think it was by 2030, the stat is 54% of people in the United States are going to have type 1 or type 2 diabetes. At what point do we address this problem? And how? I don't know, but I hope we do, because to me, it's frightening. And I think it would be great if we got to that same point with sugar where we are today with cigarettes, which is where it's sort of looked at it's frowned upon. It's not a glamorous thing anymore. It's not a popular thing anymore. And as much as I like being able to go to a restaurant and not smell cigarette smoke anymore, it would be great to be able to go to a restaurant or a grocery store or a school cafeteria and not see some of this horrible, horrible diabetes-inducing food. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I think I mentioned this already. I don't know the answer. It would be really interesting to have a dialogue on this. If any of you have any great ideas, aside from just us as the keto community and low carb community doing our best to be role models in all of this, please let me know down in the comments below. Now, this is going to be a shorter podcast. Next week, I think, will be a little bit longer because I'm going to do a little bit of keto in the news. There are a couple of stories that I saved, but I want to do a little bit more research. I want to make sure that I'm doing a proper follow-up to these particular news articles that I read. So I'm going to end this one early. But what I am going to do is show, and I've shown this in the past a couple of times, some of the interesting things that I see when I'm out doing my morning walk and or run. And I went for a walk the other day along this sort of back roads. It's sort of a service road thing that kind of cuts through some woods and some swampland near my house. And I was walking, and I just happened to be sort of staring down at the ground. I was listening to an audiobook, so just sort of zoning. But as I'm looking at the ground, I see not quite a rock. It's like a rock with a tail on it. And I look down, and it's like this little baby turtle. And then a little further on, another little baby turtle. And then a little further on, we had a convoy of baby turtles. Just sort of a fun thing I thought I would share. But that is going to be it for this shorter version of the Not So Serious Keto pod. Yeah, did I get that right? Not So Serious? Yes, the Not So Serious Keto video podcast. Thank you as always for spending a little bit of time with me. Thank you for whatever comments you leave, provided they're nice. And thanks for watching.